can't really explain to you, like, they're such good people. They were so kind. And
there are people on these films that are foundational to who I am.
Hogwarts wouldn't be Hogwarts without the actors who gave it life, and the magic they created goes far beyond wands and spells. Some of these incredible talents have left us, but their performances continue to haunt our favorite corridors, linger in the Great Hall, and whisper from the pages of our memories. This is a tribute to 20 Harry Potter actors who may be gone, but whose magic will never fade. Potterheads out there, grab your hankies. It's going to be both challenging and nostalgic. We can only wish they said goodbye only to the world of muggles. Richard Harris, the original Dumbledore. When Hogwarts first appeared on the big screen, it was Richard Harris who set the gold standard for wisdom, warmth, and quiet authority as Albus Dumbledore. From the very first moment he appeared in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harris's Dumbledore felt timeless, part mentor, part mischievous sage, and all magic. His twinkling eyes and gentle humor gave life to a character that could have easily become a distant, untouchable headmaster. Instead, he became a friend to viewers, guiding us through the wonder of the wizarding world. Harris wasn't just a wizard on screen, he was a seasoned actor with decades of experience. When he stepped into the robes of Dumbledore, he brought all that presence to Hogwarts, creating a mentor whose advice felt as real as it was magical. Tragically, Harris passed away on October 25, 2002, shortly after filming Chamber of Secrets, from complications related to Hodgkin's disease. His death sent shockwaves through the Harry Potter fandom. Fans and cast members alike mourned the loss of the original guiding light of Hogwarts. Yet even in his absence, his portrayal continues to influence the series. Many argue that the foundation Harris laid made the transition to Michael Gambon smoother, keeping the heart of Dumbledore alive. Beyond the screen, Harris's personal charm mirrored that of his character. Friends recalled his wit, warmth, and the playful twinkle that made him seem like he could really pull a Bertie Bott's every flavor bean out of nowhere. It's no wonder that when he delivered lines like, "It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live," the words hit differently. They came from someone who truly understood life's magic. Just 3 years ago, the second Dumbledore left the Muggle world too, Michael Gambon. When tragedy struck with the passing of Richard Harris, Hogwarts needed a new guiding light, and Michael Gambon stepped into the legendary robes of Albus Dumbledore from Prisoner of Azkaban onward. Born October 19, 1940, Gambon was already a titan of stage and screen, known for his commanding presence, sharp wit, and versatility. This Dumbledore was a little more forceful, a bit unpredictable, but no less wise, a headmaster whose brilliance and occasional eccentricity kept Hogwarts alive and unpredictable. Gambon brought a new energy to the character. His Dumbledore could be playful, frightening, and tender, sometimes in the very same scene. Fans debated the differences from Harris, but most agreed that Gambon preserved the heart of the headmaster while adding his own distinctive magic. Michael Gambon passed away on September 28, 2023, leaving behind a career spanning decades and a legacy in one of the most beloved film franchises ever. While he is no longer with us, his portrayal continues to resonate, reminding audiences that leadership can be fierce and kind, and that magic isn't just in spells, it's in the people who guide us through the story. Gambon's Dumbledore will always linger, a powerful, comforting presence in the halls of Hogwarts. Alan Rickman, the enigmatic Snape. Few characters in the Harry Potter universe are as complex, mysterious, and downright unforgettable as Severus Snape, and few actors could bring that level of depth like Alan Rickman. From the moment he glided into Hogwarts corridors, cloaked in black and dripping with subtle menace, Rickman made Snape more than a villain or a strict teacher. He made him human, layered, and achingly memorable. His voice alone could freeze the bravest of students and yet beneath the sharp edges, a hidden vulnerability simmered, waiting for its reveal. Born on February 21st, 1946, in London, Rickman's career spanned decades of iconic roles, from the charming villain Hans Gruber in Die Hard to the sly Sheriff of Nottingham in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. But it was Snape that became his signature for an entire generation. Rickman didn't just play the character, he inhabited him, blending icy precision with flashes of subtle humor, leaving audiences guessing at his true motives until the final, heart-wrenching revelation in Deathly Hallows. Rickman passed away on January 14, 2016, from pancreatic cancer, leaving fans worldwide mourning not only a beloved actor, but a magician of emotional depth. His absence on set was felt immediately, yet the mark he left on the series and the world was indelible. He made Snape unforgettable, proving that a single character, when played with genius, could resonate far beyond the pages of a book or the frames of a film. Off-screen, Rickman's personality mirrored some of Snape's intriguing contrasts. He was witty, kind, and loyal to friends, a man whose subtle humor and warmth surprised anyone who knew him only through his on-screen persona. Stories from co-stars often highlight his generous spirit, his sharp mind, and his ability to make even a long day on a magical set feel lighter. Maggie Smith, Professor McGonagall. Few Hogwarts teachers could command as much respect and admiration as Professor Minerva McGonagall, and Maggie Smith brought her to life with unmatched elegance, wit, and authority. Born December 28th, 1934, Smith had already cemented her status as one of Britain's finest actresses before donning the tartan robes of Hogwarts' stern yet fair deputy headmistress. From the very first scenes, her McGonagall was a perfect balance of discipline and warmth, a figure who could silence a classroom with a glance but also offer gentle guidance when needed. Smith's McGonagall was unforgettable not just for her pointed words or sharp stare, but for the subtle humanity she infused into every moment. She celebrated courage, championed her students, and provided a steadying presence during the series' darkest times. Beyond the films, Smith's career spanned decades of stage and screen brilliance, earning her countless accolades and a reputation as one of the most formidable actresses of her generation. Though Maggie Smith is thankfully still with us, it's impossible not to reflect on the legacy she has built in the Harry Potter universe. Her performance left an indelible mark on audiences, a magical blend of authority, humor, and heart. For every student walking through Hogwarts' enchanted corridors, Professor McGonagall was more than a teacher. She was a symbol of wisdom and courage. Thanks to Maggie Smith, that symbol will forever stand tall, robes fluttering, ready to cast a little magic in every viewer's heart. John Hurt, the Wandmaker. In a world brimming with magic, few characters carry as much quiet mystique as Mr. Ollivander, the legendary Wandmaker, and few actors could embody that mystery like John Hurt. Born January 22nd, 1940, Hurt was a master of subtlety and presence, bringing to Ollivander a mix of wisdom, eccentricity, and gentle authority. Every scene in his dusty, wand-filled shop felt charged with wonder, as if the very air shimmered with possibilities. Hurt's career spanned decades, from groundbreaking performances in The Elephant Man to 1984, earning him recognition as one of Britain's most versatile actors. In Harry Potter, he became the quiet magician behind the magic, guiding Harry and countless others with insight and care. His portrayal reminded audiences that wands choose their wizard, but it's the wisdom of mentors that shapes their journey. Tragically, John Hurt passed away on January 27, 2017, after a battle with pancreatic cancer. Fans mourned the loss of a figure whose presence, whether in Hogwarts or elsewhere on screen, was unforgettable. Yet every time we see Ollivander carefully examining a wand or delivering cryptic, insightful words, we feel Hurt's magic lingering. His performance was a masterclass in subtle storytelling, proving that true power lies not in loud gestures, but in quiet authority, precision, and heart. The next one might be one of the villains on your list, but the actor was great, and he gave justice to playing Harry's uncle. Richard Griffiths, Vernon Dursley. Not every magical story needs a wizard. Sometimes the grounded, grumpy presence of someone like Vernon Dursley makes the magic feel real, and Richard Griffiths brought him to life perfectly. Born July 31st, 1947, Griffiths had a long and distinguished career on stage and screen. But for many fans, he will always be the irritable, loud, yet oddly endearing uncle who tried and failed to keep Harry's world ordinary. Griffiths' Vernon was a masterclass in comedic timing. From the very first awkward breakfast with Harry in the Sorcerer's Stone, his eye rolls, muttered complaints, and exasperated outbursts added levity to the series while emphasizing the contrast between the mundane and the magical. He gave viewers someone to relate to, a character whose frustration with the wizarding world made Harry's adventures feel all the more extraordinary. Tragically, Richard Griffiths passed away on March 28, 2013, following complications after heart surgery. Fans and colleagues alike mourned the loss of a performer whose presence could command attention, whether playing a rigid uncle or delivering Shakespeare on stage. His Vernon Dursley remains unforgettable, a testament to how even the ordinary characters can leave a magical impression. Though no spells or potions could save him, Griffiths' work continues to entertain, amuse, and enchant. Every scowl, every shouted warning about wizard nonsense still echoes through the Dursley household in our imaginations, reminding us that even the most mundane characters have their own kind of magic. Roger Lloyd-Pack, Barty Crouch Sr. In the shadowy corners of the Ministry of Magic, Barty Crouch Sr. was a figure of authority, suspicion, and strict discipline, and Roger Lloyd-Pack brought him vividly to life. Born February 8, 1944, Lloyd-Pack was a versatile British actor known for his work on television and stage, but his portrayal of Crouch Sr. in Goblet of Fire left a lasting impression. His stern demeanor and tight-lipped intensity made the audience understand the weight of bureaucracy in a magical world, and his interactions with Harry and other characters added a layer of tension to the story. Roger Lloyd-Pack passed away on January 15, 2014, following a battle with pancreatic cancer. Though his screen time in Harry Potter was limited, his presence was memorable, an embodiment of a ministry that was both imposing and flawed. Fans appreciated the subtle depth he brought to the role, showing that even minor characters could carry a sense of realism and authority. Lloyd-Pack's Barty Crouch Sr. serves as a reminder that magic isn't just in spells and wands, it's also in the actors who make even the smallest parts feel alive, important, and unforgettable. Dave Legeno, Fenrir Greyback. Few villains in the wizarding world are as terrifyingly wild as Fenrir Greyback, the vicious werewolf, and Dave Legeno brought him to life with an intimidating mix of menace and raw energy. Born October 12, 1963, Legeno was not only an actor, but also a professional mixed martial artist and rock climber, which helped him embody the physicality and feral nature of Greyback perfectly. His snarls, piercing stare, and unpredictable movements made every scene with him spine-chillingly effective. Legeno appeared in Half-Blood Prince and Deathly Hallows, leaving a lasting impression despite limited screen time. His Fenrir was more than just a scary creature. He was a tangible threat, a reminder of the darkness lurking in the wizarding world. Tragically, Dave Legeno passed away on July 6, 2014, from heatstroke while hiking in Death Valley. Fans mourned the loss of a talented performer whose physical skill and on-screen intensity made Greyback unforgettable. Legeno's contribution reminds us that the magic of Harry Potter isn't just in wands and spells, it's in the actors who give life to its darkest corners, leaving us both awed and enchanted by their craft. Helen McCrory, Narcissa Malfoy. In the elegant, sometimes cold corridors of Malfoy Manor, Narcissa Malfoy stood as a figure of loyalty, cunning, and understated strength, and Helen McCrory brought her to life with grace and depth. Born August 17, 1968, McCrory was already a celebrated actress in theatre, film, and television before stepping into the wizarding world. Her Narcissa was not just Draco's mother. She was a protective force, a woman whose love for her family sometimes required courage that transcended fear, especially in the series' darker moments. McCrory's performance added nuance to a character that could have been one-dimensional. She captured the icy composure, the subtle vulnerability, and the quiet power of Narcissa, making her one of the most memorable adult characters in Harry Potter. Every glance, tone, and gesture carried layers of meaning, signaling loyalty, worry, or quiet defiance, all without needing grand speeches or dramatic gestures. Tragically, Helen McCrory passed away on April 16, 2021, after a battle with cancer. Her death left a void in the acting world, but her work continues to resonate. In the Harry Potter series, she gave fans a character who balanced elegance, strength, and heart, a reminder that even in a world of spells, courage, and love are the truest forms of magic. Helen McCrory's Narcissa Malfoy remains unforgettable, a quietly commanding presence whose magic lingers long after the credits roll. Robert Hardy, Cornelius Fudge. In the ever-bureaucratic Ministry of Magic, Cornelius Fudge stood as a symbol of authority, denial, and occasional comic absurdity, and Robert Hardy brought him vividly to life. Born October 29, 1925, Hardy was a distinguished British actor whose career spanned decades on stage and screen. In Harry Potter, he portrayed the Minister of Magic during Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix, capturing both the pomp of his office and the sometimes comical rigidity that made Fudge memorable. Hardy's Fudge was never overtly villainous, but his stubbornness, fear of political embarrassment, and tendency to ignore uncomfortable truths added tension to the story. Hardy's performance reminded viewers that not all threats come with wands. Sometimes bureaucracy and denial can be just as dangerous in a magical world. Robert Hardy passed away on August 3, 2017, leaving behind a legacy of performances that spanned genres and generations. His portrayal of Fudge continues to entertain fans, a reminder that even supporting characters can carry charm, humor, and gravitas. Hardy's Cornelius Fudge will always linger in Hogwarts corridors as the sometimes flustered, always human figure navigating the politics of magic. And then in 2022, another tragic news for hardcore Harry Potter fans, especially Hagrid's followers. Robbie Coltrane, Rubeus Hagrid. Few characters in the wizarding world are as beloved as Rubeus Hagrid, Hogwarts' gentle half-giant gamekeeper, and few actors could embody that warmth and heart like Robbie Coltrane. Born March 30, 1950, Coltrane brought Hagrid to life with a perfect blend of humor, kindness, and awe-inspiring presence. From Harry's first trip to Diagon Alley to the climactic battles in Deathly Hallows, Coltrane made every scene with Hagrid feel larger than life, literally and figuratively. Hagrid's charm lay in his contradictions, strong yet tender, gruff but endlessly loyal. Coltrane captured all of this effortlessly, making Hagrid not just a mentor or protector, but a friend viewers felt they could trust. His laugh, his blundering kindness, and the twinkle in his eye turned a magical caretaker into an unforgettable symbol of loyalty and heart. Robbie Coltrane passed away on October 14, 2022, leaving behind a legacy that spans decades of film, television, and stage. In Harry Potter, he became the beating heart of Hogwarts, reminding us that true magic lies in compassion, courage, and the bonds we share. Every time fans watch Hagrid escort Harry through the Forbidden Forest or care for his beloved creatures, Coltrane's spirit and warmth linger, proving that some magic never fades, adding magic in every corner. While the spotlight often shines on Hogwarts' major figures, the wizarding world would be incomplete without the many talented actors who filled its corners with charm, humor, and life. John Le Mesurier, born April 5, 1912, and passing November 15, 1983, brought quiet gravitas to Professor Binns' The Ghostly History of Magic teacher. Though ethereal and understated, his presence reminded viewers that Hogwarts is full of mysteries waiting just beyond notice. Ronnie Corbett, December 4, 1930, March 31, 2016, lent his voice to the Harry Potter video games, enchanting younger fans and bringing a playful energy to the magical universe. Similarly, Leslie Phillips, whose distinctive voice graced the series' audio work, made every spell and scene feel richer and more immersive. The physicality of Harry's world also owes much to actors like Paul Grant, the Gringotts Goblin, and Vern Troyer, who portrayed Griphook in the first film. Grant's small stature and expressive performance, and Troyer's precise presence brought these magical bankers to life, making the vaults of Gringotts both intimidating and whimsical. Paul Ritter, 1966 to 2021, as Eldred Warple, Peter Cartwright, 1935 to 2013, as Mr. Granger, and Simon Fisher Becker as the Fat Friar, each added subtle layers, humor, or guidance that enriched the Hogwarts experience, proving that even minor characters could leave lasting impressions. Finally, David Ryle, January 5, 1935, December 25, 2014, brought warmth and wisdom to Elphias Doge, Dumbledore's loyal friend. His gentle performance reminded fans that magic isn't only in spells, but in loyalty, kindness, and quiet courage. Together, these actors, though smaller in screen time, made Hogwarts feel alive. From ghostly professors to tiny goblins, from voice work to cameo appearances, their contributions created texture, depth, and charm. Their magic lingers in every corridor, classroom, and enchanted vault, proving that even the smallest roles can leave the biggest impressions on audiences and hearts alike. The magic of Harry Potter lives on, not just in spells or wands, but in the actors who brought Hogwarts to life. Though many have passed, their performances endure, guiding, inspiring, and enchanting us still. Their legacy is eternal, a reminder that true magic never fades. Who were your favorite HP actors mentioned? Drop your comments in the section below. For more magical stories and behind-the-scenes tributes, click subscribe.